Okay, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello?
No.
Nobody can hear me? Because we have a problem. I cannot get us to stage. Sources section within the Restream Studio. Click the Add Source button. Okay, that's not helping me.
Here.
We've done that. Sources stream right here. Okay, we're there. And then, what are we supposed to do from here? You can't get on stage. Oh, crud. Hey. Hey. Why is it cutting off? Hey.
Okay, let's go on mine.
Can you let me can you type in the chat?
Like type?
Like I'm in the comments? Ben's there. Ben knows this.
Okay, call him.
Ben, can you hear me? Ben, can you hear me? Because you do restream. No, it's restream Windows.
Turn off lives, maybe. Well, I don't know. That's gonna mess you all up, actually.
Actually, Ben will help me though.
Okay.
Because he has it. That's who I was hoping was going to be in here. He'll help me get us on stage. Only can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. Ben, I need help. Somebody help me get us on stage, please. This is the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I should not have changed. Y'all can hear us, but we can't get on stage. We're back here. We can hear each other. All right, I'm going to hang up. Hang up. I'm going to hang up. Okay, so I can get you back. Okay. We can hear each other. We can see each other, but we can't get on stage. Getting in your vision. Okay, somebody give me a solution. To the right, okay. I would have to add my camera. Okay, whoa. I know y'all can hear us, but we won't. Upper right corner. Okay, I'm here. There's a picture of both of us, and we can hear each other. Well, first of all, why didn't I just do this? Okay, here, Ben. Here, Ben. Only Ben. Right now, Misha, Misha can get on at any time. Here, Ben. If you don't mind, if you can help, that would be great. Because I'm about to lose my patience. Oh my God, I have miracle workers. I have miracle workers, and that's got to be Misha. That's got to be her hiding
Oh my
herself.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see your face though.
You don't see me? Oh no.
No.
Lind. I love
Can
you
you
too,
see
Misha. I
you?
knew it was you.
Here, hang up the phone. Maybe that's why. It's taking up your
Oh, I
camera.
did. Oh yeah, we were on the
You
phone, huh?
did?
Okay, it's hung up. We're here, y'all. We've been here. I literally changed over to Restream, and now I don't have a
You have
clue.
your camera on?
Yes. Can y'all see both of us?
I can't see you.
Okay, let me see. Because Lindsay can't see me.
The sound is really weird too.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the camera's right. And my microphone is right. Okay, you see both of us, but we can't see. Hey, y'all, I guess I have to remod y'all over again. I don't know.
No, you shouldn't have to
Oh,
do anything.
and
Oh,
they're
they see
not
both of
blue at
us.
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you
that's
see?
cool. Okay, even though I can't see you.
That is so weird. Okay, but we can't see each other on stage. What do I need to push on here? Maybe it's me. Um, there's different yeah, there's different layouts here. Which one do I need to be using?
This is funny.
I know it's funny. My chat is amazingly smart too. Misha.
Let me leave and come.
Oh my gosh. I trust our team very much so. I'm just so confused about this. And then I paid for it because I wanted to make sure I held myself accountable and
You.
not. Can you can see me?
Yeah.
Yay!
OMG.
Wow. We did it.
You're
Now comment.
amazing. You did it.
This is, oh, Ben's backstage. Good. Ben, stay backstage, please. Somebody stay backstage.
That's
Because I
funny.
have no idea how to do this. But Ben, he's
Okay.
gonna mess with us. Oh, he's gonna mess with us.
All
No, I
right.
really appreciate everything. Y'all are amazing, chat. And I just want to tell you, I want to thank y'all. We were gonna actually do this whole thing and bring Lindsay up and like so she can guess our mods are good, just y'all are not blue. I have to fix y'all. But amazingly, I was going to have Lindsay introduce herself.
I will.
But we have a lot of people in our community, guys, that are about, the addiction and recovery that I'm not in that field. I'm in the mental health field. Now, there are dual diagnosis, and I have to deal
Extreme
with it on
close-ups.
that.
No.
I know. Ben's like,
Back
look,
it
oh,
up.
Lindsay, you may want to exhale and come back in. Oh, that was
Y'all
me. Oh,
better
he's
fix
me.
that.
No, she's on, oh, his fault. Sorry.
Is it zoomed in
Somebody's
still?
back
I
here.
don't like that.
Somebody's like, yeah, I don't like them close-ups. Oh, it's Misha backstage. Okay. Ben
Okay.
is backstage and Misha. Good, good,
Is
good,
it
good,
still
good.
zoomed
Hey,
in? I don't like that.
no, it's not. It's not.
Okay. We're good?
No. Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Yeah, you can come up closer.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Adrian, hello. Body Illusion, Indigo, enough said.
Hi.
I love all of you so much, and I am so sorry about the delay, and I'm truly sorry. I don't have my intros in here, the ones that I don't know. I might just go back to StreamYard. It's so much easier. This was really difficult, and I don't like failure. So y'all already know
You
that.
made it though.
Y'all are so patient, and I really do appreciate everybody here. Like, hey, living my best life at 60, Cosmic. All of you, Blake, I love you. All of you, Marie, everybody that doesn't have a blue wrench, I will fix that when I learn how to do it. So somebody else going to have to show me how to above and beyond it. Hey, y'all are going to have to literally help me with this. I can't believe I did this. Misha, thank you so much. Body Illusion, everybody. I'm probably Ben. Yes. We've missed so many people because I'm so late. But so what we were going to do is our village, Nico, hey, Tomas, hey, how are you, honey? Lindsay is pretty, as always, close up.
Thanks.
I don't know why it's not showing both of you on Lindsay. It did. She went out and come back in, and then it worked. Okay, Sophia, I will not apologize about being human. Blossom, I love you and thank you. I'm in a beanie because I'm freezing to death, and Lindsay's just beautiful. So I don't pretend to say Sophia's screen name. It's just Sophia. So Ben and I are going to play around with live with OBS. Oh, wow. Yeah, I want to learn that if I can. And yes, I have my beanie on. Don't laugh, guys. Blake Reed. Oh, Tomas, I love you. For the evening coffee, hey, thank you, because I need it. Thank you so much. I didn't even know how to like put my mods on here or anything. Like it was rough. So, but thank you, Thomas, for that. It's very much appreciated. So it'll take like 5 minutes to show you how to set this up. You're on, Ben. It's a date. Lindsay is amazing as always, glowing. Lindsay, you're just getting
Oh,
knocked out.
stop it. Stop it.
So she is very much the professional to the addiction and recovery. She answers a lot of questions that I have, and she does it where you can understand it. Because when you start with me on that, the addiction and the recovery, and I know my Aunt Dana was in here somewhere, and I hope she's still here, because I did see her. Lindsay is the go-to. She is, I mean, she's going to school, plus she's already got degrees and certificates, and living life's experiences, like with mental health. I know that right there teaches me more than any book could ever teach me. Oh, above and beyond it. Thank you. To inspire me. Thank you. Thank you so much. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna talk. Thank you so much for that. We're above and beyond it. We're gonna talk and we are gonna have a conversation. So I'm going to actually Misha, can you start questions in comments, because we want to do a Q&A at the end, but we want to have a conversation. If that's I don't know how to do that over here either. Oh, I gotta do something with this camera, but my floor's so dirty.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Okay, she got a shot. Okay, good. I'm gonna turn off the chat just for a minute, guys, just so I can put my focus to Lindsay, which is totally respectful. And thank you. If you have a comment or question, just put comment or question, and we're gonna answer them afterwards. I promise. I want to have a conversation with Lindsay first. Lindsay, what you want to introduce yourself and what made you
yeah.
go the path that you're in?
You want a little synopsis or a good
Whatever you want. We're here.
All right.
Whatever you feel like.
Okay. So hi, I'm Lindsay Villandry. I am an addiction counselor. I wasn't always an addiction counselor. I struggle myself with my own addictions, various substances, various process addictions, behavioral addictions, etc. Lucky me, I am fortunate enough to be dual diagnosis. So I also have anxiety, depression, all that fun stuff that I get to deal with. I mean, addiction is mental health. It's classified as that. So I
Yes,
guess
it's just
it's
different,
one and the same, right?
yeah, just a
Yeah.
little different when you your knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's they're in a cluster there.
Yeah, especially
Um,
self-medicating.
mine essentially a lot of self-medicating, and especially that's been difficult. Especially later in my sobriety as well, just with mental health stuff. But um anyway, so I I went to treatments because I was in full-blown addiction. Um I mean, by the time I was 18, it was really full-blown. Like, I'm talking I don't want to say different substance names on here because it'll get
Oh
you
no, yeah,
kicked
that's fine.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll ding you, but I get demonetized all the time. Um I I use everything, all the hard stuff. I started with alcohol. I'm a blackout drunk. I have been since the first time I drank. I drank in high school. Homecoming football game was the first time I drank, and I went there and I got kicked out of school because it was zero
Wow.
tolerance. Yes, I
Wow.
went to a bad kids school. It's not really called that. It's a
There's no
secondary
bad
school.
kids.
No, I just say that because they had dogs search us every day, and it was
Oh
everybody that had
gosh.
gotten in trouble with substances
Mhm.
or something big, I guess. So I joke around and say it's a bad kid school, but I just I learned more things about addiction and how to get away with them at this school. And then I got to go back in 10th grade, back to normal high school. And
With all
it
this
was,
knowledge.
yes, yes. And by that time, well, when I first drank at that football game, like, I found something that I thought was near and dear to my heart. This alcohol was the key for me to finally live free, I thought, because I felt like it's the opposite of now. I felt like
Right.
I'm stuck before, and I just need something to help me be comfortable in my own skin and to like myself, essentially.
And that is where the dual diagnosis comes in because you're
Mhm.
just self-medicating to hide
Yeah,
better.
a lot of
Yes.
fear takes over. And it's like I literally didn't feel okay in my own skin, and so substances did that for me, I guess you could say, until they didn't. But
Right.
they worked for a while. um, and I had consequences right away, like I just said, and the consequences continued. And I had a lot of them in a short amount of time. So when I was talking last night about prison and everything, I did end up going to prison when I was 23 years old because I had been arrested from the age of 18 to 23, like 11 times, 10 or 11 times. I don't even
I
know.
did not know that.
No, yeah, I don't know how many charges I even have. They're all related to being blacked out. So a lot of battery charges. I went to prison for 2 battery on a law enforcement officers, a simple battery on a cab driver.
I'm
I
not
don't know
laughing
what
at you. I'm
happened.
just like, oh my gosh.
I have no idea what happened to this day. I read the reports and I know I got 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors, and they gave me 3 years probation. I couldn't do it because I wasn't
Yeah.
able to remain substance
So,
free.
right.
The thing is, I wanted to be substance free. I just didn't know how to. Once I had gotten to this point to where it's very much a part of my routine and every day, to where it's intertwined in my life. It is my life. It's
Right.
become my crutch. And so, especially when the consequences were that dire, I didn't enjoy going to jail. I wasn't
Right.
brought up thinking that was quote normal. I had very good childhood, very good parents. They raised me right, I guess you could say. So there's no significant childhood trauma. So I can't blame it on that. Um, it simply was that this started, and once I couldn't stop, I couldn't stop.
And you start for a million different reasons, but once that to me, it seems like when I'm dealing with dual diagnosis in my line of work, that it always goes back to either CPTSD or some type of trauma that has
Inheritance.
happened. Yeah, a lot of times, and then they're self-medicating, or they develop, between 21 and 25 or 28, they develop, or they have their first break, and with schizophrenia, and then they try to drown out the voices, and they use whatever substance is necessary, that because they don't know what's going on either after their first break, and then that's usually when it starts, and then they don't stay compliant, and it's a snowball hill. I mean, a snowball effect. Yeah.
Exactly. Um, so I mean, I couldn't figure out why. I mean, now looking back, I know that I wanted to fit in, I wanted to belong, all of these natural human
Yeah.
needs that we have, connection. It didn't come easily to me. I didn't know at the time. Now that I'm sober, they do, but I don't know. I just remember like really depending upon substances to do that for me. And like I said, it the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So here I have a problem now to where I'm 23, I'm in prison. I do a year in prison because of those charges, because I kept violating with more charges because I couldn't stay clean. I was in and out of psych wards because I'm insane when I'm drinking or using any kind of substances. Um, yeah, I'll answer all those too.
I guess I had it turned off.
And
If you want to answer, if you
oh,
want
it's
to
all good.
answer
I think
some
so.
now, I mean, I don't know
Okay.
whether, the pin. I'm going
Well,
right here. Okay, so Indigo says, um, did you did you figure out what the underlying pain was that caused the addictive behavior or pushed you in that direction?
I think so. It's like I know you probably heard people say this before, but kind of like an unease feeling in my life. And like I said, I didn't know at the time that that's what it was, but a lot of like natural human needs that I felt like I wasn't able to meet on my own, and I don't know why. I'm not sure. Um, like I said, I didn't have any childhood trauma, but sometimes trauma is what didn't happen for you, and it could be attachment
There you go.
disorders, et
That's what I was
cetera, et
going to say.
cetera. So,
It's not always what happened, it's what didn't happen. Yeah,
right, yeah, and so that's also a type of trauma, and
definitely.
for a lot of people, because we need
We
things,
need
and we
connection.
need the connection and
We
everything.
need our parents. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
just saying that in the broad I mean, the broad spectrum of things, we have needs as human beings from a baby. And are you familiar with Dr. Gabor Mate? Okay, I love
Yeah.
him. Okay, I really
Hmm.
do, because he explains things like so down, and like everything that we're going through now happened when we were infants or before, and literally babies. Echo, the social and economic status and our parental
Yeah.
status and our family status, if we were raised at any type of stressors, and I do understand him, that is where all of your chronic
Hmm.
illnesses start, because your
Yeah.
brain's not
Yeah.
developed. You're developing these as stressors and trauma, and they're going to eventually come out. And I understand that. And then I understand that there's also things that we go through in life that just make us happy. that make it happen. I mean, you weren't born to say, I, Lindsay, want to be depressed my whole life. No, or I want to be filled full of anxiety. I don't want to say Keela wants to be full of
Mhm.
anxiety and have CPTSD, the effects the rest of her life. No, I don't want that. So I go to therapy. I take
Right.
responsibility. I have insight, and I do my best to catch myself when I am spiraling or realize I'm spiraling, and it's time to sit down and use my tools because I have enough of them.
Hmm.
Sometimes it goes out the window. Now, I've never wanted to be substance abuse because I only have one kidney and my liver only partially works and I have seizures. So, yeah, I'm like, I don't know what that side is, but I know that being untreated because you're scared to death to ask for help is a major thing. And I
Hmm.
was untreated for a long time and for the CPTSD, which ruined my world with anxiety. And
Yeah.
so I can't relate to that side of it, but you can relate and help me understand and people in the chat understand how that all goes together.
Yeah. The thing is too, a lot of people think, oh, well, it's a choice. Well, it is a choice to a certain extent. Um, of course, it is classified as a disease. What's my personal opinion on that? Well, of course, I'm going to believe what the experts say, but I like to learn as much
Hmm.
as I can. I like to learn. Like once someone asked about an alcoholic gene, there is no found alcoholic or addiction gene. There are things like for
Yeah.
personality. This is what I've learned in school. Different personality genes that can
Yes.
make someone maybe a certain way, but not addicted. The thing is too, what you're talking about, the psychosocial development. So everything everything starts right when we're
Right.
growing up. So from what ages of like what would you say, like
Yeah, that's
two,
where you're going
three
to
to
start.
seven, or
Yes,
like most
absolutely. I agree with you.
ev- everything is like that's the major starting point. So depending upon your connections and your external environment, that's all going to come into play. Everything comes into play whether we realize it or not. And then going into adulthood, everything kind of just, it builds on each
Right.
other, right? And so it all forms us and forms the type of, who we are and what we rely on. And there's something for everything. Like everything has a reaction, right? Kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but you know
No,
what I'm
yeah,
trying to
I
say,
absolutely
right?
do. And that goes with that. We can also
Mhm.
put that over towards like eating disorders because that is an
Yeah.
addiction. I mean, is that, do
Hmm.
you do? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I have an eating disorder of sorts, but it's not like a typical looking eating disorder. Like it's very different for
mhm.
everyone. So um I can become preoccupied and anxious with food to where I kind of was on my own when it came to this. I didn't really get help for the eating part. I was sober already, and so that's when mine came up when I'm sober.
Right.
So because when I'm
You
using,
don't,
I don't have that. Like I'm just worried about getting
right.
more of whatever I'm doing and just really wrecking everything up. Just I'm just like running through like as a wrecking ball. And I know like I don't want to be doing this, but like I also know that like I don't want to be doing it, but like I can't stop and like it sucks to not have it. And that's what I'm thinking before I learned how to be sober. And some of that stuff still comes up and I have relapsed and I've had to go back and look at what the heck happened.
Right.
Like now we need to go back, we need to dissect. Why did Lindsay think why did I start to look externally again for the answers that are not going to be found
Right.
externally? They're going to it's in me. And so addiction is mainly about trying to use external, whatever it may be, behaviors. Like I talk about this all the time and I'm being dead serious when I say people eat mattresses. There's like a
No,
show back in the
that
day
is
that
the
I
true
saw.
thing. I have patients
Yeah.
right now that eat the weirdest things. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
it's real.
real. And why? Because it provides something that it's external, but it's giving them some kind of soothing
Yeah, the
and
self soothing. Yeah.
ease
Yeah.
internally, right? And so Yeah, and often people with eating disorders will develop alcohol issue. Yeah, and vice versa. I've seen a lot of it go hand in hand though. It
I
seems
want
to
to.
be that once someone's prone to one kind of addiction, I see that
Sorry.
it's it kind of flows with more addictions, or it's easier, I guess you could say, for them to develop other
Yeah, and it really
addictions,
is. No, it
especially
is.
later
So
on.
on here, she's saying, did you figure out the underlying pain? But you never did. It was just there, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is wanting to belong, and I mean that was the main reasons that when I think about it right now, those were the thoughts in my head was I want to be popular. I
Right.
want to be noticed. I want to hang out with the cool kids. Like I want to have friends. I want to belong. If I drink, that will happen for me because I'm shy and I don't know how. Right? So it's a buffer. It's something that enabled me to do that. I thought. Um yeah, so I was diagnosed bipolar at 16 too. The thing is, though, I was also drinking, and so you can't really get a good diagnosis when you're not completely sober for some time.
That's right. It's called
Um,
Pika. That's right, Indigo. Miss Smarty. Yeah.
yeah, so then it's so all that kind of comes into play, and when I had to get treatment, then you have to simultaneously treat them. Like I remember I took a class for dual diagnosis, and I'm like realizing you can't just treat the
No.
mental health without
No,
the
you
addiction
cannot.
part, or you're in trouble. It's
The
not going to work,
trouble is
unfortunately.
definitely what I would call it. Um, because
Hmm.
if they keep going, so I'm trying to catch up here. If they keep going the way they're going, um, it's going to be
Yeah.
bad because you can't treat one. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm going to tell you I always mention Mark on here, and he's one of my residents, one of my patients, and I think I told you about him, but he is getting his 6-year token on February 27th. I mean 17th. I always have a cake for him. He, I mean, he's
Hmm.
like my heart. Um, he's getting alcohol induced dementia, and he's confused a little bit this year. It's breaking my heart, but I get him that token every year, and we present him with a cake on February 17th. That is, and the only way I could get him to me is he had to go through detox because alcohol is the one drug that will kill you to detox off of it. I mean, you have to have medical
Hmm.
help, or you should have medical help,
Yeah.
because it will kill you. I have a grandfather that died from cold turkey quitting that had drank his whole life. And I don't know how Mark made it, except that it was 21-degree weather. He's got a brother that's in a really high job. In real off, and he's Mark's payee. And I mean, would give Mark the world. But Mark doesn't want, they only want what they want. And he didn't want to come off the streets. And what was so sad is that it was 21 degrees and there was ice on everything. And I do believe that being in that cold saved his life because he did detox in that tent under the bridge. But when someone called his brother and said, um, we have Mark here, he walked out in front of a car. He didn't get hit, but we're scared for his own well being. That got us him walking in front of a car got what we needed, danger to himself, to get him in somewhere because I've tried 3 times in 3 months and nobody would take him. We only have one detox unit and it's mainly for veterans. But they had to put him in there because he had to go because he was a danger to himself walking out in front of a car. They said there was not one drop of alcohol in his blood system that he had detoxed on his own in that 21-degree weather. I do believe if it wouldn't have been that cold, he probably wouldn't have made it. And now I have him, and he's been sober for coming up 6 years, all on his own. He won't go to AA. He said because what he feels like in AA is he has to talk about it. If he talks about it, he thinks about it. If he thinks about it, he's going to go do it. That's his choice. We just give him what he needs, and he's 6 years. That's a big deal to somebody with a mental health diagnosis that's been on the streets their whole life.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
It really is. That's really cool.
And that's as closest
Um,
to that's as closest as we could get. I mean, that I get to what you do. I mean, I've lived the
mhm.
struggles of my family, my father and things like that. But as far as working in it, we don't usually do because they have to go to rehab, detox, and we don't get into all
Mhm.
that. So that's why I wanted you on here
Right.
because you have so much insight.
Yeah. The thing is too about detox is extremely serious when it comes to benzodiazepine pills,
Yes.
medications, and alcohol. Those are the only things you can. I don't want to say the only things you can die from, because you can
Yeah, but it's
die from detoxing as a
my
result of other
brother-in-law died
things.
on
You
Valentine's
know,
Day from an overdose of Xanax. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and you can overdose on. I mean, you can overdose
Yeah.
on anything, and pass away that way. But as far as detoxing goes and
That's
withdrawing,
benzos and alcohol.
yeah, and it's going to be extremely uncomfortable. I've come off of dope in
Right.
various forms, all the forms, and it's extremely uncomfortable, and it feels like nothing else. But you're usually okay. I mean,
If you can make
you
it
know,
through it, you can get through
um,
it. You just get through it and you're stronger on
yeah,
the other side.
one time and that's it, and you don't have to deal with it again. And that's what I always tell people. This is the only way out is through, and not. I mean, that's anything, and that's what I kept
Yes.
saying to myself, because I was using the stuff that they're putting in everything else now. That's
First of all,
unaliving
that is
people.
bad. Yes.
Um,
I'm
I'm using it willingly mixed in with
my friend
things,
heard she lost. Yeah.
intravenously. And that sounds crazy because I'm smarter
You're
than
very
that, right?
smart. But when
Well,
something's taken over, it doesn't
it doesn't
matter.
matter.
I
Yeah.
mean, and that's the
Yeah.
nature of
Because
it.
it's like breathing. It's like if I don't have my next bit, I'm going to be sick. But not even just that, I'm not going to be okay. And once you're stuck in that, it's just like you're a prisoner, and until you can get yourself out. And a lot of people never do, unfortunately. So I got a year sober. Okay, let me back up. My bad. Okay, so I went to prison. I did a year. I was like, you know what? I was extremely grateful.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the best thing that could have happened to me, because I get to dry out, because otherwise, I was struggling. Like I couldn't do it when I tried. So this was like a gift to me, to be honest. Like, I told many people this, and it's true. It helped me save my life by going to prison and going to jail that many times. It brought me to my bottom sooner at a young age. When I'm 23, I'm able to like see this and say, oh my gosh, this has to stop. Even though I've been saying this has to stop, but this time I was like, I feel like I can do it now, because I've been a year. Problem is, I didn't understand the nature of addiction yet.
Right.
So there are things that I had to learn. I had to go to treatment. I had to go to 12-step meetings. I mean, that was for me. So everybody's different. Not everybody has to do the same kind of program or anything, right? They just needs support, and community is number one, no
Connection
matter
and
what
support.
program you're in.
Connection and support.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
number one. So it doesn't matter what program you're doing. That is the number one thing in all the programs that have in common, um, and for success and recovery. Um, And so that's very important. I always try to stress that, because when I start isolating, I am in trouble, and I'm an
We
isolator,
have a lot that are.
and I did that very much the past year. And it makes you want to hide even more. And then it's easy to just be, your mind gets tricked. It's
Yeah.
insane. But anyways, so that gave me an opportunity to dry out and to really like clear my mind and to get back to normal, because I had all sorts of stuff going on in there. And
Let me answer,
I
Mandy.
was
I switched to
what?
Restream, and I have no mods over here now because I don't know how to mod them from Restream. So, Mandy, you're in
But
Lindsay's.
they're doing it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I mean there's still mods on through the YouTube Studio, but when I switch to Restream,
Yeah.
it's making, I don't know. Ben's gonna hopefully help me fix this. I need my mods back, so I'm left.
No, they're on there. They're modding. You guys
No,
have
they don't have
wrenches, right?
wrenches. Oh, y'all are still modding? Okay, never mind.
You
Okay,
don't?
they're
Yeah.
just not blue,
Yeah, no, they're
and I
doing
don't
it
see a
straight
wrench.
through YouTube, I think. I think we
Oh,
can't see it
okay,
on here.
okay, that helps.
You might be able to only see it through
Well, I'm
YouTube.
actually need to
Let
do
me
something
see.
anyway. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Lindsay.
That's all right. Um,
Can you flip me? Yeah.
what?
She said, "Can I flip you?" Oh, that didn't mirror my camera.
Oh.
Because I unmirrored. I mean,
Oh.
now you got me sitting crooked. You show him a dirty floor.
You don't look crooked.
It was driving her nuts. She said,
Um,
"Cause you're."
huh?
Oh yeah. See, wait. I'm now. I'm not mirrored, so I have to go opposite.
I'm reading the yeah, a lot of people are talking about A in there. Yeah, a lot of people do not like it, and that's why I just recently became certified with Smart Recovery as a facilitator, because It's an alternative to
Yeah, and
12
I'm really
step.
proud of you.
It's not the
I'm
only
proud of
one.
you.
Yeah, there's a lot of different programs. Life Ring, I interviewed one of the co-founders. I'm friends with her. Um, and she was a judge. She wrote a book. I have an interview on my page. Junkie to Judge.
Oh,
She
wait,
was
I
a
write
meth
all my
addict
books down.
and
Okay, it's called what?
yeah. Junkie to Judge. Mary Beth
Okay.
O'Connor. She's excellent. She stresses the type of recovery that I believe in, which is there's all paths to recovery.
You tell me her name again, Lindsay?
When I didn't know any better and I was young, I believed AA was the only way,
What's her name?
and it's not true. Mary Beth
Okay, thank you.
O'Connor. From
Okay,
Junkie
I've
to
got that
Judge.
down, but I want to read this. Okay.
Yeah, she talks a lot about trauma, and that was the
Restream, I'm
significance.
not sure yet. Para woman. Don't think I
Mm,
like it yet. Maybe. I carry Narcan in my car all the
yeah,
time.
you might
So
have to get used to it. You'll have to get used to it.
me
It
being
is
a
different,
paramedic,
isn't it?
I'm like I keep. Thank you. I know the mods they'll put out all those streams and make sure please Lindsay's is definitely shared multiple times. And anybody here, please, if you're not subscribed to Lindsay's channel, I know that they've been putting it all in. Skylight is here. My Gretchen, Dr. Gretchen is here. I'm so proud. Smart Recovery is a great program, she says. Uh,
Very cool. Yeah. I really like it. I'm doing the family and friends portion now, so I could do those
oh,
meetings if I
that's
wanted
so
to.
good.
So, yeah, I don't know that I'll start a meeting necessarily. I just really wanted
Okay, well this
to
I'm
have
gonna put this
that.
on this. I'm gonna
Hmm,
show this. Look,
go ahead. Oh, that's
yeah.
great. That's awesome. I really like it. I have a lot of clients that enjoy it more than 12 step, and so I do those with them. A lot of them are online, so you can always find one online at any time.
Oh,
Same with AA.
they're
I'll
throwing
just
them
go in
links
random
out.
ones from different
They're throwing
countries.
links out like crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Um, the Smart Recovery online is cool. It's a very different experience, especially if you tried AA and you don't feel like it's your thing. Don't give up. This is what I don't like when I could get on my soapbox, but when people say, "Oh, this is the only way," and you're gonna die if you don't do this, like,
no,
no, you're not gonna die. You can do this. There's other things, right? So this is just that's
thank
just
you, Mandy.
one way. That's it. You know what I mean? So don't get discouraged. I get really, really upset when people stress that and say, you got to do this. Like, no, you don't. If you tried it and you don't like it, okay.
Because
You're not going to die. You don't have to die now because you don't want to do it.
it's
Yes, it's the DBT.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like, in Smart Recovery, it's REBT. So it's a lot of, the CBT too. And,
I just got through
all
with
of
that
that,
on medical injury.
all
Yeah.
of that.
When I got the
Yeah.
autoimmune, she put me straight in. We stopped everything we were doing and went straight into CBT.
Yeah. That's
And
good.
now it's
Yeah. I mean,
daily practice twice a day. Oh
yeah.
wait, so Misha said oh it's start. Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna get over here to the start ones really quick because we're getting behind. Um,
Okay.
did you have support from your family to get your life back on track?
Yes. So my parents very much enabled me because they thought that was the right thing to do. I know enabling is a bad word. It sounds like a horrible word, and I know. So I don't mean to say it as like
No,
a derogatory
we
thing,
words are
but
words. They
you know
mean
what I
what they
mean?
mean.
Yeah. It's just kind of like how it sounds sometimes when I say like they enabled me, they didn't know the right thing to do because they're just scared that their young daughter is
Right.
getting very close to not being here anymore by the things that I'm doing. And it's scary. And, my mom's getting phone calls in the middle of the night all the
Right.
time, and I'm not home, and I'm found in random places and in the hospitals and in the psych wards and in the jails. And so every night was like that for her. She didn't know. And I didn't know it was gonna happen because I knew once I put that stuff in me, like all bets are off, but I still couldn't stop. So it's this craziness. I mean, that's insanity. Is like
The
continuing to
same
do
thing,
that,
the same way
thinking like
every
it's
time and expecting a
yeah.
different result.
And the thing is, I'd been through it enough to know that. And so when I did know that, I started saying, well, I know this is gonna happen, but
And okay,
it's still
Lindsay,
not enough to prevent me from
I'm
maybe
gonna tell
going to
you a
jail.
joke. It's not a joke really, but I always say it. Everything after but is bullshit. I've learned
Yeah.
that because
Mhm.
because my
Yeah.
people,
I mean,
especially
that's, it
my
is.
borderline personality disorders, they'll
Uh-huh.
tell me they'll tell me I did that, but I said, I know everything after but's bullshit, so I don't even want to hear it. Just go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the most
I
common
always
thing.
just joke with them about that.
I
Yeah,
hear.
it's just I just say everything after
Yeah.
but's a bullshit.
It's funny now because I can point that out and say like, well,
Yeah.
this is where um I can see like how the goalposts change too, because I'm willing to accept more consequences in
Hmm.
order for me to have this payoff, because drugs and alcohol did provide me a payoff while it did.
Until it
But
didn't.
then there's, on the other side, there's this, and then it's like, well, what? I cannot, when I figured out that I cannot live a life, a normal, just any kind of life, um, with any kind of substances in my life also, that's when I was like, okay, I got to get better. Um,
But it took
that's,
you.
hmm,
Hang on, make sure this is. I need to start this. But it took you. You have to be ready, right?
yeah.
You cannot just go in there and say, okay, well, so and so wants me to get better, so here. I mean,
Hmm. That
you've
can
got to want to do the work.
definitely get you to treatment, maybe. Like I have clients that are, they're Marchment acted. Um, and so that means like someone goes to the court and petitions for them to get sentenced to treatment. And if they don't complete it, then they go to jail. And so I have seen that be a success for some people. The thing is, though, if when they get into treatment and they don't eventually want it for themselves, it doesn't matter how you got there, because like a parent could push you into treatment or to AA or smart recovery or something. And then, you start getting it and you're like, I love being sober. And then you start like really getting into it and you're like, you're doing it for yourself at that point. And so nothing is that I couldn't get sober for my kids. I don't know anybody that has an issue like I had, that's significant of an issue, be able to do that for anybody else. Except for themselves, because I don't know why. It just is. Um,
It just
you
is,
know,
though.
right.
Okay, so I just got some because I just marked some that I'm going to go back up. Wait.
Yeah, because I answered
Okay,
that
she
one.
said, yeah, she said, is there, um, they are finding there is a gene for addiction in new studies.
Um,
Have you heard of this? But Mandy
I
found it and linked.
I
She's
didn't
got a
know.
link. I didn't know either because I thought there wasn't. This has to
Uh,
be something totally
I don't
new.
believe a lot of those studies and stuff I looked at in school, and like some of them are just, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
I'm trying to get down here to where Mandy was. She
like
had
I'd
okay,
like to.
Mandy's
I would want to look at it and see. I'm interested.
where here it is, Mandy. The A1 form of the dopamine receptor gene, DRD2, is more common in people addicted to alcohol, and the variation likely affects how drugs influence the reward path of the dopamine receptors if they are on yeah, because that's your pleasure gene. I mean,
Yeah,
your
I'm just. When did that come out?
I don't know. I guess we don't have to look at that. She has Mandy put the right here, the link up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. That's interesting.
I'm gonna actually. I know I'm not gonna text it to you because I know it on your own, but I'll take a picture of it
Yeah.
and then I can send it to you when we get through.
Um, I did a year-long addiction studies program, and just and then went to my bachelor's from there. But
Right.
um they had us look at all those different studies and stuff and then do reports on it, and it was just a lot of wild stuff that we all came up with and looked at, and we're like, wow. Like, and then we had to learn how to break down the studies, and I don't
Oh my
know.
gosh.
It's a lot of craziness that
Yeah.
I kind of just like don't trust anything anymore.
But
you know?
who does? I mean, look, we used to get our kids we used to get our kids everything that they were required, and I rethink my whole life now.
Yeah.
We did one on grieving people while they were still alive my last
Mm,
time, and
mhm.
how far that can go in a million different directions. But do you
Yeah.
know that the one thing that is the most thing that was brought up in there was
Hmm.
before COVID, after COVID. People are
Mm,
grieving their lives
yep,
that they had. And that's so the truth.
it sure
Okay.
is.
Me,
Significant mental health issues
it
resulted
was,
from
and it
that
was
in child and
bad,
adults, and we can't go.
bad.
There's no taking it
There's no
back.
fixing it.
That's
No, there's no fixing it.
yeah.
It's left for people like us to pick up the pieces when they're falling on the ground.
And the thing is, too, is it is like literally worldwide trauma in a sense,
Oh,
and
absolutely. On a
we haven't
massive scale that
healed.
we can't even touch.
No,
We
no,
can't
there's
even
so
touch it.
much that has resulted that hasn't been even addressed. So many things that I hopefully, our kids in school, all sorts of things. It's really sad. A lot of
It is sad.
isolation. It's really, really
Yes.
sad. I got
And for
very depressed.
those 3 years, our kids going to school not being able to
Yeah.
enunciate and watch your teachers
And
talk
my
and
kid couldn't talk. He has,
oh
he's
wow.
8 and he has, he had apraxia of
Oh
speech.
no.
So he had to learn from the age of 3 how to talk, like with speech therapists. And he finally graduated speech last year. And so it's pretty cool,
That had
seeing
to be
that. But
hard during the pandemic.
yeah, yeah. Well, I told him, tell him no, don't worry, don't, don't, you know, you're okay. Like you're okay.
Well, here's that we made it.
Yeah,
I don't know with what the cost will be. It's just
yeah.
still coming, but we made it.
Yeah,
It's
that's all
more
that
than
matters.
this. It is.
Collectively too, and I mean, a lot of people helped each other and have helped, continue to help each
Yeah,
other, and that's all that matters. If you ask me, that's the important part. Um,
absolutely.
and I was working at this treatment center. Actually, I'm working at now in 2020. So, and I just started working there again. But it was sad to see the clients in the same housing with a laptop doing group that was being held down the street.
Right.
And they really struggled. They couldn't go to AA meetings and get together
Yeah.
like they would normally do it. So that really helps sobriety because like it's so important, the connection,
It's
online
all
meetings are
about
great, but they're not the same, that doesn't have the same component. So
yeah.
um
You're right
it's
about that.
interesting.
Yeah.
It is really important. So that'd be the
Tomas
first step, ask for help is
asked
the
for help.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's nothing to I thought there's something wrong with me. I didn't understand that addiction is like this for everyone. So we all have very similar stories and experiences and feelings. So if you hear me talking and I'm explaining like I struggled like despite this big thing in my life, I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
stop and it produces shame and guilt and then eventually shame and all these things, and you may think like you're the only one, but I'm telling you, and then you hear my story or say something that's like, people wonder like, why do you tell so much? Well, there's a reason that I sit here and say on my channel, I did this and I did that, because if you see like maybe you can relate to my story and say, hey, she says she had an addiction and then she stopped and she's able to get help, so like maybe that's what's going on with
Right.
me. Maybe there's nothing wrong with
That's right.
you. Maybe you're just suffering
Yeah,
from
just from
addiction.
addiction. And if you're wanting and you have the willpower, there's all kind of resources for that. And we will point you to
Yeah.
whatever resources you need. All everybody knows that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing I try to be available. Like I said, I'm always available on Twitter messages.
Yes. Can somebody
Even if
grab
you just
Lindsay's
comment on my
X,
YouTube.
if y'all don't mind, and post it for me? I know and keep posting her
Thank
channel,
you.
but she's got a lot. I actually met Lindsay on X. Is where I started following her. I didn't before the whole YouTube thing, but I did start following her on X, and
It's pretty
and
cool.
it's so weird because we had never met or anything, and I followed the recovery
I
part and
know.
her, when she did her interviews and things like that. It was really neat,
Yeah.
and she's very, very knowledgeable. Um, Tomas says the
Thank you.
person going through any addiction suffers the most, but most of the time they don't realize how much their loved ones are also crying inside.
Thank you for saying that. That is so important. I really try to stress this to anyone that I know that's going through it, because what happens is when it's very common for when someone gets sober to start to, they're sober, they're doing well, but there's things that we got to clean up. we have wreckage of our past. So we can't just, our family members have been strung along. It's almost like they're in an abusive relationship, right? Like, I hate to say that, but the addict going through, causes a lot of pain. And an addict, it doesn't just go away because you get clean and sober. So we have to acknowledge that there are things that I have to do. Changing the behavior, of course, that is number one, right? We have
Right.
to change our behavior. But like a lot of times, these family members, they need their own kind of help too
Al-Anon,
because of
anything.
Al Anon. Yep. Friends and family and smart
Alateen,
recovery.
if they have to go. I mean, just whatever it is, just
Yeah.
get help.
Something, even just the
Right.
therapist, it's something because the waves, like we've caused extreme turmoil and we may not know it, or we may not want to accept it. And so people don't just get better or forget what happened just because we stop doing it. So they could have
Okay,
trauma
Lindsay, I
from
need you
us,
to
and
really,
that's
really,
the thing.
this is
Where?
really important what you're saying right now. And the reason, no,
Where? What?
what you were talking, but the reason I'm
Oh.
saying this is I have residents and patients at my facility that's been there for 20 years. They've never, ever had a
Yeah.
visitor. They've never gotten a Christmas card. They've never had anything because of the life that they lived before they actually got stable on the right meds and lived with us and has a home now. But their children, their parents, whatever, never acknowledge them, never, they're thrown away trash. I don't know, we're there for the families too. I don't know what all the families have been through, but I do know it was trauma. And I
Hmm.
know that dealing with somebody with a dual diagnosis or even just a mental health diagnosis untreated is hard enough. You get caregiver burnout, you just get
Right.
mad, you get angry, and you just can't do it anymore. And we hold no ill will towards those family members because, believe it or not, we know
Right.
what a lifetime of living with this is. But then you've got, where my heart is struggling is you have, they're stable. They've been here 20 years. They've not caused you any trouble. Can you please find it in your heart to at least say hello? And I can't ask them because I don't know what that family's been through.
Hmm.
But I also can't
A lot of
help.
times they don't know what to
Okay.
do. They may not, they may just be full of
Right.
fear too, a lot of times, and they just may know, like, this brings me pain when I'm affiliated or close to this person. Maybe they've been sober a long time, and the thing is, like, they maybe just don't know how to,
Okay.
like, I don't know, they're just scared, and they may need treatment. They need some kind of therapy to work through that, because we do, it is like addict being an addict. I mean, I'm just gonna say this, like, I'm not saying this in like a diagnosis kind of thing, but I'm saying it resembles, like, when people say, oh, that person is a narcissist or whatever, those kind of
Right.
behaviors mimic
Yes, they
addiction.
do.
So so a lot of times I'll be like, I can't tell if it's this person is just actively using, or they have a personality
Right.
disorder or something like that. It's, I hate to say it, but that's just the reality of it. It mimics that a lot of times.
It
And
absolutely
so
does.
that can really put people through the ringer,
It absolutely
you
does. And
know?
personality disorders, I say, give me a room full of, please, anyone that has schizophrenia, you can come stay. If you have a personality disorder, I want you as far away from us as I can get because I can't. I'm just kidding. All right. But I love
No,
them
I know
all.
what you
But
mean though.
mm,
Because it's
oh, it's
different.
two in the same facility is
Hmm.
enough for me. Yes. No, I love them with all my
Yeah,
heart. Yeah.
I hear
But
you.
they are
I
difficult.
know.
So let me go to your. So
Yeah.
Thomas says, and I love Thomas. He came and told a story on our channel. Kudos to all of you
Oh,
that
very
struggle with
cool.
addiction and were able to control it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, my girl. Okay, cosmic connection. I starved myself because I was neglected, abandoned as a child. And into adulthood, over and over, I poisoned myself because I felt like I didn't deserve to be here. It took a long time to
Mm,
come to that. Cosmic connection. I am so
no.
glad that you're still here. And I'm very thankful that you're still around because you're a part of our community and it wouldn't be the same without you.
Yeah, that's a big deal to
Yeah.
come forward and be able to talk about that, you know.
I'm
So
so
good for
proud of
you.
you. Um,
It's very difficult, so that's commendable.
Nico says, comment, the
Mhm.
opposite of addiction is community. This saying, I really like
Mm-hmm.
it, highlights now as we humans really need each other. You know, Nico,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so understand that, and I do believe that because community,
Mm-hmm.
if we're just like with the village, I mean, if we're together helping and everyone in here offers what they have, just their strengths. Lindsay's strength is addiction and recovery. Mine is mental health. Believe it or not, it doesn't cross as most often think you think it does. I mean, you have addiction and recovery, you have mental health. Yes, but it's not that big of intertwined because when you actually get to the bottom of addiction and recovery, most of it is the suppression, not all, most is the suppression of a mental illness that they're self-medicating. And then you help with the addiction recovery and then get them sober, get them, and that's Lindsay, have no clue about any of that. But on the mental health side, if they're masking their symptoms, then we don't get them with being addicted. They've recovered them and detoxed them, so they bring and put them, and then we treat the mental health part of it and pray that they never have to self medicate again. You know, but just because you do does not mean you're wrong, and it doesn't make you less of a person
Right.
ever.
Yeah. I mean, um, I my kitty's
Oh,
over here. I got mad at myself so much, and it does not help to beat yourself up. When you fall down, you just get right back up. You
oh, how
know,
sweet.
um, relapse isn't a part of everybody's recovery. It's part of my recovery. Um, I know some people that have only had to go to treatment one time and get sober one time, and that's great. The majority of people I do know, they've had to try
And
again. We don't know how to. It's not supposed to
that's
be easy. How, I mean,
we
that's why I get mad when people get kicked out of treatment. We don't know how to just be sober. That's why I'm here.
Here
I
you
need
go. We
help.
can do
I had to
hard
learn
things,
how
and
to
this
live
is what is
again.
on this channel. I say it every thousand times. We can do hard things. She's right. It's not
Yeah.
easy, but it's worth it.
It's it's terribly difficult, but it is worth it. And what's this say? I'm
Oh, okay,
bipolar and
this
with
is
good therapy
Blossom.
we
She says, I'm
identified.
bipolar, and with good therapy, we identified
Uh-huh.
what the early symptoms are. And the people in my life know that when they see that behavior, they're supposed to let you know. Accountability.
Oh, yeah.
I do
I
too.
love that. Yeah, it's important. So like at the treatment centers I worked at, we would have like educate family
Hmm.
education, and then we have like a family boot camp at this other place I'm at. And so um because then it's the family that gets treatment from the
Hmm.
therapist. They get the education and they learn how to work with the recovering person, etc. And they can ask questions about it, and because they don't know. I mean, we so like I know a lot of people don't know about addiction, right? Like I forget this when I'm just talking about things a lot of times. And even
But they will
stop,
ask,
kitty,
oh, we
come
all
on,
have fur
calm
babies.
down. She's getting wild over here. Stop with the nails though. She's ruined my
Uh,
couch. um the thing is, like, it is such a difficult concept. And the thing is too, it's not a logical thing. I mean, it is. It's kind of logical for me now, but I'm saying, like, it's not though at the same time, right? Like, it seems such an illogical thing.
Blake
What's
Reed, my
that say?
sweetheart, he says, question,
Like,
where do you find your strength through
kitties.
the struggle? You're a beautiful woman and you're always standing on your own 2 feet after having been through so much. I would like to learn.
um I think, I don't know, but I think because the feeling that I experienced of being at the lowest points of my life were like the worst kind of pain I've ever been through, that hopelessness. And like I can feel it right now, and it's just like I can it's I've been back there and never thought that that could happen, and I did go back to that place, and have to pull myself back out. And so it's extremely scary. And so I'm going to do everything I can to not stay in that place, not go back to that place. I don't want to ever
I've been
feel
harping
that
on her. Y'all know
helplessness,
mine.
that
The
hopelessness
zero
again.
contact, zero contact, zero contact. I said
What?
I've been harping on her.
Oh yeah.
Zero contact.
Oh no. I mean, that's not even the main issue is
It's no.
if we talk
We
about
don't want to
that,
go
I mean, a lot of
contact
it is
anything that's going to trigger
no,
you to be. Yeah.
no. Yeah, and a lot of it is what am I allowing externally, because it becomes not just about the original source of
Right.
the pain, right? It became about other
Right.
people perpetuating it on me and continue to do so to this day, and that's okay, right? It's my responsibility to learn how to deal with that. Um but when it can affect us,
Absolutely, and it
it's
should.
difficult. So it's not just that, it's something else on top of it, and then struggling with the original abuse on
It's
top of
compounded
the
trauma.
abuse from everybody else. Yeah. And you know, um
But you've done very
it's
well.
just it's
You've
a
done
lot.
very well. You've come out. You've pulled yourself back up again, and look at you now. And you have a whole
I don't
other
feel like that.
community over here that is like they don't care. They
Yeah.
don't care about all that. They care
Yeah.
about you and the what you and you being feeling loved and accepted into this village.
Thank you. I think when you're dealing with people that may be struggling with their own traumas and maybe not actively on the other side, you can't expect them to understand yours in a way. I don't know
You
how to
regulate before
explain what
you
I'm
can do
talking about, but
anything.
it's very difficult. Yeah, and so um, they're not going to provide you with any kind of comfort that, unfortunately, but like you said, you have to be able to regulate. But
Yeah.
you know,
And that's you can't move forward until you can't while you're dysregulated you can't work on trauma or regulation. You have to get regulated first, and that's what we're doing on our 10-week series on um oh
and that's what I was telling you earlier about how, well, if I'm right
uh-huh
here and I'm still in this for however long, months and months and months and months, and I'm actively fighting
yeah,
against people
right,
coming at me and continuing to just perpetuate it, and then I'm like, I'm not giving up, so I'm in pain, don't know how to heal, on top of it not getting the
right.
proper help, plus having it continuously come, I'm in the middle of it, and I'm not going to be able to move forward and process if I don't get on the other I got to get through and get to the other
Absolutely.
side, and so it took a long time. It's taking a long time. I didn't expect it,
But you know
you know
what, I see something
that's the
different.
thing
I
about
see
trauma.
something
Yeah.
different in you though. I see you have a great job that you like. I see a smile on your face, and I see you actually coming out the other side, and you're such a beautiful person. I really
Thank
mean that.
you.
Um,
Yes.
Misha
Thank you.
says it becomes a matter of survival in an active addict's mentality.
Hmm.
The body can be cruel
Yes.
because it is what becomes a controlling factor regarding desire, and our brains are no longer working for us.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Hmm. Yeah, but it's like oxygen. I
Mhm.
needed I needed that, like I needed oxygen, and I know that sounds not
No, I
real,
mean it's
but
the truth. I
that's how
mean
I
that's the
felt.
truth. That's the
Yeah.
truth. Chaos Thomas put yes. I
Hmm.
forgot how many times I went looking for my family member, afraid if I was going to find him unalived in a bar, corner, or a drug spot after disappearing for multiple days. Glad he got it under control. Me too, Thomas. I'm glad for you. You're worth that.
Yeah.
Um, Nico, as a
Hmm.
child of an addict, it's been hard figuring all this out, the why and the how. I have so much empathy for my mom. She turned to drugs after childhood
Hmm.
essay. Now you're gonna get me to cry, Nico.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard, but we
Hmm.
could do hard things.
Right.
Indigo,
Hmm.
what is the line between enabling and
Hmm.
truly wanting to help an addict?
Great question. This is um this is a whole thing too. It's so, and it depends on exactly how we're going to define those things, but um the thing that I've learned over the years. I used to be very tough love with the addicts, and I learned I learned from another therapist. He was more compassionate, and I'd say, "Why are you enabling?" And he'd say, "Why are you like a probation officer?"
Ooh,
And we go at it. And he was my mentor. We just talked today,
wow.
actually. We worked at two treatment centers together. Um, After relapsing, um, after going through more things and realizing that um, I don't know everything, I realized to truly help someone, I need to be there and to not be judgmental. I need to be compassionate. I need to offer certain things, but only if I'm
Right.
equipped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I am in this spot to where I don't know how to discern between like enabling, because like, so for me, I can be there and be compassionate, but am I going to give the addict money? No. Am I going to, there's certain things that like I'm not going to do. So there's a lot of boundaries that have to be put in place. And it's important to figure out where are your boundaries going to be? Where do they need to be? Because it's different for
Absolutely.
everybody. I don't know. It depends on
Family
who it is.
member,
Is your family
friend.
member? Is
Yeah,
your
that's
friend?
got a lot of play in it. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And so with my clients, now I'm on the other side and I'm like, I've learned where to be at. So they don't hide things from me. They relapse, they come forward and talk about it. Well, guess what? That's
That's
what I'm here
right.
for. Why would I want you to hide things from me? I'm here, I'm getting paid. I'm I'm here. This is my life's work. I'm here because I want to hear what you have to say and I want to hear how you're struggling and what happened. And I'm going to help you work from whatever happened. No
Right.
shame, because what do we do as addicts? We get messed up. We can learn not to, but we're gonna have to like really take some time and delve in, and we're gonna make
Absolutely.
mistakes. And so if I don't have someone that's willing to be there next to me, non-judgmentally, I'm not gonna be honest with them. I'm not gonna tell them like,
Right.
if I know I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
you're
yelled
definitely
at
not gonna.
or criticized like a
Yeah,
parent, do you think I'm gonna tell you I'm
that's
struggling?
not what you
No.
need.
So then I'm left in the dark. Hmm.
Okay, Claudia,
So I
I
think that's
stopped
important.
self-harming and started drinking. How do you not replace one addictive behavior with another?
Mhm.
Okay, Lindsay.
It's difficult. I've done this. It's like whack-a-mole. I'd like to compare it to, because and I feel like, okay, I got my drinking and my drugging under control. Then the eating comes up. I struggle with eating. And then once I get that down, then the shopping, and then the men, and then this, and then that.
Yeah,
Um, and then some at the same time, and then back down, and then this. And it's like, so it constantly feels like there's something. I'm constantly trying to figure out how to have balance in every area, but it's very difficult, right? I think it's about giving yourself grace, giving yourself some time to really, you're not going to have it, you're not going to just figure it out and everything's going to be gone. It's going to take a lot of work, continuous work, a lot of awareness of what kind of behaviors you're acting on, whatever you're exhibiting,
right.
right? Like I think it takes a lot of time to work through those, a lot of asking for help, a lot of finding a community where maybe find someone or a community that specializes in whatever that addiction is at the time that you may be
Mhm.
struggling with, and learn how to work on it and work through it. And I know a lot of people that they're in multiple programs for multiple things, a lot of eating disorder, plus there's a lot of eating disorder 12-step programs, there's a lot of eating disorder programs, period. And then they're also in addiction, and they're also in adult children of alcoholics, because that's for that's a real thing.
So,
If you're an adult child of an
right.
alcoholic,
And I do have a
you exhibit certain
I have a
symptoms.
question about, and I'm looking for something over here as well.
Hmm. Codependency is another
Codependency, we
one
talked
too.
about that last night or night before last about grieving someone while they're still alive. Codependency was the big one. Absolutely. And you know what? On There's not going to be perfect. You're never going to get it right. Even in mental health, we don't get the medicine right usually the first time. You have to fix it
Right.
until it's effective. Okay, well,
Hmm.
come on. Yeah, codependency is a big one. Oh, let me put
Yeah.
this up here. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, Tomas, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Again, addiction, like alcoholism, Addiction, like
Mhm.
alcoholism, it's for life. Anybody that can get it under their control is a mega hero in my books. Kudos. Thomas, thank you for the super chat.
Mhm. Right. And, when I struggled again, I thought there's something wrong with me. And it's like, no, Lindsay, you're always going to be this person that had struggled with this stuff. You just have to continue doing it. You don't just stop working on, like, I can't just stop working on myself like I thought was going to happen and I'm cured. It's never going to be like that. So this past year taught me a lot of lessons, especially
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh, I can imagine.
You know, I mean, and it became to the point to where I'm feeling certain feelings and struggling so bad to where the doctors are like, we're going to try this new medicine with you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you know what? It didn't work. And I went berserk. And you know what? I did it in front of everybody. I don't care. It happened. Um, I was put on medication. It didn't agree with me and I wasn't very good. And now I'm okay. Right. But like, we're gonna go through bumpy stuff and it sucks and it's life and everybody does it and we're gonna fall and it's okay, because everyone's going through something,
They
every
are.
single person.
They are. Oh, did you read that, Lindsay? Did we cover that?
But do you believe in oh yes,
Okay.
I do. Or that addiction can only be broken. I believe in harm reduction. So so you were talking about Gabor Mate.
Yes.
I had his I had one of his
Wow.
patients. I interviewed him on my channel. Yeah, Guy Felicelli. He's actually
Okay, so
kind of
I'm a little
famous
impressed
in
here. I'm a little
Canada.
jealous.
I met them all on
I
Twitter.
know.
I meet these people that are like prominent in the addiction field. I meet them on Twitter, and I have more followers there than you. And we just start talking and stuff, and I get to know them, and so we're friends, and I got to know him. And he's like on all these ads and stuff, and he did these TED Talks, and I'm like,
I love
yo,
his TED
bro,
Talks.
will
Yeah.
you come on my channel? Like, I only got like 1,000 people following me, but he's like, yeah, sure. And he comes on and he talks about it. So check it out, Guy Felicella, and the main pictures of him and his TED Talk. But he did a video, if you Google it, with Gabor Mate, and they're talking, and he he used the clinics that are the safe use sites, safe injection
Mhm.
sites, right? In Toronto, I think. Toronto, what's the other city in Canada? I don't remember. Um, and so, like, downstairs is where the safe injection sites are. He said he died like 6 times in there, he overdosed. Um, he finally, like, they have nurses in there and they try to get you upstairs to the detox and to the treatment center. And it worked for him. That's what happened. The last
Wow.
time he went there, and now he's got years and years sober. He's trying to help homeless addicts because he was a homeless addict.
Right.
And just amazing. Like, if you listen to him, so humble, like, just phenomenal. I learned a lot from him, and him talking about how that site saved his life, and I was
Right.
very opposed to it. Um when I was first learning about recovery, because I'm like very staunch and like very close-minded until you learn more, and then you're like, huh,
Yeah.
huh.
It's isn't it funny how like the more knowledge we get, the more minds our minds will
Yeah.
change, and
I'm
as
like,
it
maybe I
should.
don't know everything. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know.
I always say I like to learn something once a day that I don't know. That's one of my goals.
Hmm.
And Skylight Smart Recovery, yes, it is a great program.
Hmm.
And
But I believe in,
let's
like,
see.
especially like Narcan, there's all different forms of harm reduction, which is a fortunate thing, inner
Oh yeah,
paranoia
I
towards
carry
other.
Narcan everywhere I go.
Mhm. I
Uh,
like what you said, the paranoia towards other people's
Other
judgments
people's
and
shit.
expectations. That is very difficult. I'd like to say, I mean, that took a long time for me. I'm not gonna say that I'm cured of that. I go back to that sometimes, and then I have to use a lot of self-talk, positive self-talk, and I don't always get it right. But I have to reach out and talk to someone and say, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm struggling with. I need to talk about this. Like, I need help." You know.
And I'm going to tell you, Lindsay knows now she can pick the phone up and dial my number anytime. When I say it, y'all know I mean it, and I mean it.
Hmm.
She knows she can call me anytime.
Yeah. Same with me. I mean, that's why I'm available all the time on Twitter. I made myself
Yeah.
available just like part of my recovery to just strangers. And I have them message me all the time and try my
Yes,
best to
because you
answer
never
questions.
know. If
Mhm.
you're laying there and you're like, I can't go to sleep, I don't want to get up, I don't want to get in trouble, I know where my mind's going.
Yeah.
Hey, bitch, help me.
Hmm.
I'd be like, Lindsay, let's talk.
Right. And I have resources too. So I'm not gonna counsel people I don't know. I'm gonna direct you
Mhm.
to somebody that can help
Right.
because I know a lot of resources, you know? Like I know people everywhere that
I
can
know. And
or
your
direct you.
insight is so amazing to me.
Thanks.
Misha
Yeah.
says the most helpful is when family, friends, villages, we are a village, are willing to educate themselves towards the issues of their
Hmm.
loved ones who suffer from addiction.
Yeah.
That is love and creates the most change.
Hmm.
Misha, yes,
Yeah.
you've been through it, and I love you, girl.
Hmm.
Oh, surviving together. Hey, hugs, Keelan, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing the topic. Hey, honey, I've not
Of
seen you.
course.
Uh,
Of course.
let's
You guys can always hit me up and ask me anything about addiction or
please,
recovery.
please,
Yeah.
please go subscribe to her page, your channel. You're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I'll let you
Or,
guys.
or
I'll,
go to
I'll be
X and
honest with
follow
you
her on
about
X.
whatever. I won't ever give you some bull crap about
No,
nothing.
she's very honest. She's not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to hear the truth, she's going to give it to you. That's the most people I respect in this world. So
We hate hearing the
uh,
truth. We got to hear it though.
we have to. Adrian says, I was offered CBT and I need to look into it again as a while back and I avoided it. Okay, so I'm just doing the CBT because of the medical injury that I just got diagnosed with. So it's kind of hard. So she put me back through that. And the daily practice. Skylight, my partner that won't come back on. Um, acceptance and commitment therapy is so effective, wonderful in many
I
ways,
like it.
and for many issues, including addiction. Okay, Gretchen, you're going to have to tell me what that means. I'm going to have to, because I've not heard of this one either.
It is great. It is good. I'm
I'm
glad you brought it
actually,
up.
I
Oh
just need to,
yeah, like, and
okay.
you can go on Amazon. I bought a workbook on there for like $20 on ACT, and it's really helpful. Like, there's a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, the ACT I worked with one of my borderline, but that backfired.
It's really good for addiction though, for sure.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not so
usually,
for borderline. That just teaches them new skills.
yeah, that's a little DBT.
Learned the wrong way.
Yeah,
Um, I did learn the wrong way. Okay, so Mandy says the AI form allele of the dopamine receptor gene DRD2 is more common in people addicted to alcohol. Oh, I think where it is. The variation likely affects how drugs influence the reward pathway. Okay, I already
yeah,
done
that
that
is
one. I didn't mean
interesting.
to. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, there it is to learn
Hmm.
genetics. I just kind of went out of order.
Yeah.
Um, okay, Skylight. Lindsay, do you ever experience replacement addictions now, such as addiction to exercise, tech, or something else?
Yep. Yep. All sorts of things. um,
Got your house
Tech for
psychologist, Kelsey.
sure. Um, Exercise. I wish I could get addicted to that. It's just not. It's not in the cards for me. I guess I've tried. I really hate exercising. For some reason, I don't know why. I was like a
And you
competitive
look
gymnast
like you
growing
look
up.
and you don't exercise.
I don't like it. No,
Oh my
not really.
God, you're gorgeous and you don't even exercise.
Thanks. um, I mean, I do the bare minimum. Let's just say that. Um, you know. So, um, but tech is a big one, yeah. I mean, codependency is another one. Addiction to, I guess I don't want to say self-sabotage, but because it's not like a real thing, but it can
No,
kind of
I
occur.
think no, I think it occurs. It's not something you're set out to replace. It just occurs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's there's so many different behaviors, like, and like I said, they come up and then I work on them and then I work on something else. Yeah,
Uh,
that's
Misha says, I
awesome.
love my children always and forever. Not being able to love them enough to quit. Epic failure. Now we are all more educated and thank God they love me through it.
Same.
Um,
Hmm.
Misha, You are one of the most amazing people I've ever met. And I want you to know that. I love you. I mean that. You know that. We talk every day. And you know what? We're all going to love you through it. And you made it through the other side. And you have more insight. And unfortunately than most.
Hmm.
You've lost a lot. But you're still here for us and we're still going to be here for you. Um, that saying right there, Lindsay, that hurts so badly. The desire to quit, always there. The
Hmm.
ability, though, that is what I did not have back
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we need help, you know. That's the hardest thing, but that's the biggest step. Once you start asking for help, I mean, you'll be unstoppable, you know.
then. Yeah.
Um, Open that doorway, and it's really hard. I know picking up that phone is, man,
It's the worst. It's like taking that first step. Like
it
it's
is.
like the hardest thing, but it's the best thing you will ever do.
Mhm. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can do
because
hard things, guys. Remember that. We always can do hard things. We do it every day. And
addiction has
that's
been the fight of my life. It continues to be. I thought maybe one day it wouldn't be because my life is consumed by recovery. Um, you know, for years, a meeting or two, sometimes three, I would hang out with only sober people. I started working in recovery. So then I'm doing my own recovery and I'm working in recovery. And then I'm going to school for addiction recovery. And then I'm doing this. And so it's like boom, 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 recovery, 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 recovery. I had to be like totally submersed in it. And I have to kind of like stay like that, unfortunately. But maybe it's fortunately. I don't know. You know, like once I start getting away from those things, that's when my mind can get like a little bit, well, start thinking things
oh
that
yeah.
aren't real.
Yeah, those
Like that
negative
might be a good
intrusive
idea.
thoughts.
Hmm. I need to bounce my thoughts off people that are healthy, right?
Right?
Um, I try to avoid other people struggling with the same exact things as me in that moment. Like that's why we all have different days where we have bad days, you know. So we can help
Skylight
support
said
each other through.
Skylight said, yes, rebuilding trust with people is an important part of recovery.
Hmm. Right, and the thing is too is like I I have experience with
Thank you.
you know all the things that I did, and once like once you change your behavior and you start making amends and you start doing these things, that's why like if anybody comes to me and they're like, you know, I did this and I did that, it's like, and it doesn't matter. Just
Today's a brand new
what are you
day.
doing now? You can do it now.
That's
You can
right.
change now.
That's what I say. Today's a brand new day. Start over.
Yeah. Literally, like if I went so far down the scale to where, you know, the stuff I was using, the way I was using it, what I was doing for these things, how my life looked, what, you know, prison, like, come on. It's
Right.
like, so all these things can happen. And then, so I learned that it's possible. I didn't think it was possible until I heard other people say it's possible. And then when I saw other people being like, oh, yeah, I went from this to this. And then I go, maybe it is possible. So I
Right.
started getting hope, you know.
Right.
So
And
listen to other people online, go on YouTube, listen to other people that have recovered.
yeah.
You know, it
Tomas
helps.
said, thank you for the super chat. Tomas, you're such amazing. Thank you for your support of this channel. Oh, that's why I had to go to Restream because StreamYard just couldn't do it.
Hmm.
I got two channels, so yeah, they were ridiculous. He says the people that really love you will make changes to help avoid the temptations. I
Hmm.
miss drinking, playing pool, partying, etc., but not as much as seeing my brother clean. That is
Cool.
profound,
Hmm.
Thomas. That is profound, and
Very
kudos to
cool.
you for that. Indigo. Thank you to the replay crew. We appreciate you. To anyone catching replay, please drop a comment. Yes, please do that. And all the YouTube things too, whatever we're supposed to be doing. Like, share, subscribe, whatever. I don't like saying that. Misha says, my God, what a beautiful thing you two are gifting us with. Thank you. Misha, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
It, thank you. Um, enough is enough. We have a lot more in common than we think.
Yes, we do.
We
Yes,
do.
we do. Stop
Everybody.
comparing ourselves to others. It doesn't
That's right.
help.
Skylight, to be blunt, there are only two places a person ends if he, she continues using. in jail or 6 feet under. At least with jail, there's a chance for recovery.
Yeah,
Wow. Yes.
that's right. If you're
That
still
is,
breathing, there's another chance.
thank you. Thomas, question. Are you okay with yourself or do you still blame yourself
Hmm.
for crap that happened?
Depends on what crap you're talking about. There are things that I do blame myself for, not related to addiction, and some things too that are related. I guess everything's kind of related to addiction for me because it's part of me. But the most difficult thing for me, I think, was getting through, I should say, the guilt and shame of thinking I'm a bad person because of what I did to get
And
these things, to maintain this. I don't think that now. I have videos where I talk about the most embarrassing, you would think, shameful things. And I made myself do that. I'm no longer ashamed of them, and it is what it is. And if anybody judges me, like, okay, sorry.
what is this? What is this one?
What is real? I don't know what that is.
Uh, Michael, if you're still in here, I'm not really sure what that means. Um, it's got like, I think an aspect of enabling is working harder than the
Mm-hmm.
addicted person is working. Okay, that's a good
Right.
explanation,
Mm-hmm. Right.
Miss Doctorate Masters over here, whatever you are. You know I love you.
It's
Okay,
so true, though. It's like, especially
yeah,
like with your friends or your clients, like if I'm going to work harder than you, then I mean, why?
yeah, that's it. If like my therapist, if I'm not going to give 100%, why am I wasting her time?
Yeah.
I mean, Blake, my Blakey, you're always going to be someone that struggles with this, so you have to continue moving forward. I don't think anyone has ever humanized the struggle of addiction
Mm,
than you have, and that's so special. And this is my profound
thanks.
Blakey,
I appreciate that.
full of wisdom, and I
Very
agree
sweet.
with him. Let's see. Indigo, this is not a replacement, yeah, for
Right.
therapy or medical health care needs. Yes, that
Right.
disclaimer is out everywhere. Dealing with addiction, enough is enough. Dealing with addiction is dealing with mental health. Yes,
Yep.
yep, it
Hmm.
is. And Blossom
Appreciate it.
says, Lindsay, how do you feel about using psychedelic supported therapy in relation to someone in recovery?
Um, I think that the studies are pretty good on
I do
that.
too.
To be honest,
They're coming
I
out pretty
had
honest.
I had another gentleman that interviewed me. Um, he also interviewed Ian. But he interviewed me about addiction and him about Scientology. But
With
he,
Falco,
it
yeah.
was just weird because before I even knew who he was or met him or whatever, it's this kind of funny small world. But Brent from Aiming Up podcast, that's also my page. But he started like spitting facts to me about all the studies and stuff, and I was like, whoa, like he knew what he was talking about, and
Yeah,
he's
the
like talking about
psychedelics, okay, so like the ketamine is good for the depression part of it, which they're
right. That's what
using
I've
for
heard.
other things. But yeah, but the other things they're using for CPTSD and things like that.
Mhm.
I
I
don't know.
think it can be. Wait, I'm not gonna lie. So like I was recreationally using psychedelics when I relapsed, and I had this experience talking to God or somebody in my living room, and I said, "Please help me get sober again," and then I quit again. So I don't know. I'm just saying it was kind of profound for me. Whatever. I
Whatever
was
it
talking
was.
to somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, hey,
I'm not
you
even
never
joking.
know. You never know
I had
though.
a spiritual experience. I did.
Enough
Mhm.
enough says awaken. That's what unconditional love feels like. The bestest ever. Got to give it back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
So
recovering too. Like I have to give back, girls. When I don't want to help anybody, I better help somebody
no,
because I'm
here's
in
the
trouble.
thing. When you are drained, and we're so big about self care, you've got to
Oh
self
yeah,
care.
that's for sure though. Yeah. I mean, if you're drained, yeah, I mean, try not to let it get to that.
Yeah,
I
don't
try
exactly.
because
I
then
just
it's
had a
really
long
hard
day
to
at
come
work
out of it.
with a really bad patient that's taking everything out of you, and I
Mhm.
know how that
It's
goes.
hard.
Like
Oh yeah.
I mean, to the point that you're physically and mentally just gone.
Yeah, that's happened to me quite a few times and it's
Yes,
very difficult. Hmm.
it is very difficult, but you've got to make time for you to recharge yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, it's like a balance. It's like a balancing
Yes.
game.
Very much so.
Thank
Colette,
you.
maybe that's been your calling, helping others. You have a compassion and empathetic personality. Common
Thank
sense goes
you.
a long way, and you dear have come a long way. Lindsay, I
I
agree with
appreciate
that.
that.
I
Thank
agree
you.
with that.
Just keep going. That's all that matters. Like, it doesn't matter, you know?
Oh, Misha says, know what happened um,
Oh,
when I relapsed the last time. I got too complacent with my recovery. It
me
has to
too.
be a constant feature in my brain's agenda. The memory of all the pain I tried to escape, and after all, constantly trying to fill holes that can never be filled, learning to move forward while the holes become less painfully empty organically.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't know if you knew that
Profound.
Misha lost her child after the
Oh,
day after Christmas 2 years ago.
mm, sorry to hear that. That's
And she holds herself,
tragic.
and but she is trying to do what she can do to get through this, and we're here to help her. And it takes a village,
Oh,
but
please
we're here.
message me anytime if you need anything, or
We
even just somebody
yeah,
to
you
talk to.
please,
Yeah,
Lindsay will help. I mean, she's amazing.
whatever. Yeah, with whatever.
Regret instead of guilt. Oh, how I love that. Because you know what? Guilt is a useless emotion to me.
Hmm. My guilt turned into shame because
That's
I
right,
didn't.
because it'll turn into something else that is just manifested inside of you. You can't get rid of it. And because I was raised by a psychiatric nurse all my life, and I was
Hmm.
always been told that guilt is a useless emotion. Because what is
Mm,
it going to do? It gets you nowhere. You feel
right.
guilty. What do you feel guilty for? Did you really deserve to feel guilty for that? You get on this whole spiral of guilt. That's I'm going to do one live on just guilt and examples and things like that. Because guilt, I mean, my mom is right on a sense that it is a useless emotion, but it also keeps our humanity in check. If you're still
Mm,
feeling guilty about doing something, then you still have some of your humanity there. If you
yeah.
do not feel guilt about something, then you might want to check into antisocial personality disorder. Just in my opinion.
Something. Yeah.
Something, yes, something. Okay, so we're back to the Misha. I agree with this. Misha is amazing. And Misha says, it takes a village. Definitely grateful.
Really does.
Surviving together, Lindsay says, Lindsay, I so wish my ex would listen to your story. Maybe he
Mhm.
would see there's a way out.
I have a whole bunch of um podcasts and things where I told my story on, and I have them on my page. And then I also have some where I did myself that I just posted. So hopefully it helps somebody. That's what they're there for. I don't enjoy hearing myself talk about it. So it's so it can help somebody else, you know. So that's why they're there.
See, and that's great because people can watch and then they can, we only have so much bandwidth.
Hmm.
And if you're literally going through it somewhere else, then you're literally going to be not have all that bandwidth.
Yeah.
But so, I was going to ask you before we end, and thank you for giving me your time.
Me?
I
Of course.
yes, thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you.
I truly, and look, we want you anytime you're ready, just the cosmic, the village. If I had a village as a child, a kid,
Mm-hmm.
man, but I'm here doing what I'm doing for a reason.
Hmm.
The village is just a bunch of us misfits. We live on Misfit Island. We've been thrown away from other communities and we're all broken. But guess what? When you put us back together, we make a beautiful family portrait.
Hmm.
And these are my chosen family.
Yeah.
And this has been so helpful for me. I really needed this
Good.
today. Misha, I'm glad.
Good.
And
Good.
I don't even know, honestly, why I even freaking switched to Restream, but I do apologize to all the chat for everything because I didn't really know how to do that. And I don't have I have my outro and my intro stuff from the other thing. I'm gonna have to get Ben to help me set it all up. So thanks for sharing so many personal stories and life experiences, everyone. Yes, I agree, Tomas. Thank you.
Thank you. I try
Uh,
to talk about, I'll bring up my own personal life on my channel, not because I want to talk about myself, but hopefully
but
so it can help someone see, like, oh my gosh, this girl just going through it. But, like, she could, let's see what she does. Hopefully she'll, like, push through it and get through it. And if not, how am I going to get back up? Like, I'm just like
look at
trying to
that.
be an open book. Like, this is real life.
Look at
Oh,
that.
that's sweet.
Here you go, Lindsay. Look, this is all in the live chat.
Good. I'm really glad. Like I
And this
said,
one,
guys, anytime, anything you need.
so much addiction
Mhm.
comes out of trauma. Underlying trauma needs to be addressed.
Yes. hmm Continuously,
Wait, what
yeah.
did Blake just say? Blake says, Chief of Sinners speaking right here. Blake Reed.
Hey, me too.
I'm blessed to have the village in Keelan's community. It's not my community. It is our community. It will never be just me. This channel is not just me. It's us. I will show up as long as one person shows up.
Mhm.
And then Tiff says, thanks for an amazing interview. Yeah.
Thank you.
She's so easy to talk to. Oops. I like Lindsay
I
and I mean,
appreciate that.
she's so easy to talk to. It's just like we just have a conversation and it's really nice. Barbie, hey, um, have a wonderful evening, Keela, Lindsay, and
You
friends.
too.
Thank you. And Misha, really quick, we are so blessed to have you, our wise Blake Reed. Yes, he is.
Oh,
And Surviving Together says, support you 1000%.
thank you. Thank
And
you.
I'm telling y'all that this is going to be, if Lindsay wants to come over, like we will all subscribe to you, obviously. Like everybody subscribes to you.
hmm
And then when you go live, you're going to have people from the village from here. They're all going to come over
Very cool.
because we just can't
I
help it.
appreciate that. Yeah,
Oh,
thank
okay.
you.
Yes, there's one. Cosmic, I'm addressing trauma today about my own personal self and how it shaped my life. Can you please post your link, please? And anybody in my chat, whether you're on, listen, whether you're on Lindsay's or my ex, it doesn't, I don't, anything, please you do not have to ask to post your links to promote your channel. We are all about connection. The more the merrier. Please put your links to your chat, to your channels if you have one. They've
hmm
been running yours, Lindsay. I've made sure of that.
Oh, thank you.
And everybody, please, Sinners Unite. Thomas.
Yes,
Already subbed
absolutely.
weeks ago, surviving together. That's what I said. Just if you can sub to Lindsay
Thank
and let's
you.
just give her some support from the village because she's got a lot of information that we need
Thanks.
that she can teach us and educate us from. And
Thank you.
Cosmic Connection, there's her channel for the trauma for her doing her trauma, addressing her trauma.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you,
any
Barbie. I just saw what she said. She said she respected
yeah.
help and knows what those in the chat. I'm trying.
Oh wait,
Thank
wait,
you.
wait. Where did Barbie go? Hang on, Mister Barbie.
She said watch Lindsay's lives. I respected how open she was with those in the chat. I'm sure so many of our life benefited from and related to Lindsay's story.
Oh, absolutely.
I
I'm just
try to
gonna
be
say yes,
open.
yes, and yes, and yes. Um, Misha, the one I was telling you last, recently found Lindsay and have her. I really enjoyed seeing another strong woman succeed over life struggles with grace.
Thank you.
So see, you've
Appreciate
made
that.
it way. Adrian, thank you so much. Thank you for a great
Thank
live
you.
stream, Keelan and Lindsay. Thank you, Adrian. Um,
Mhm.
y'all, Lindsay's channel is on fire. Oh, Lindsay, uh,
Yeah.
the Cosmic, I will be there. I will be there. Uh, but
I
I
hope
just
to
want
see
y'all
you
to know
guys.
she's so amazing. Like she's so freaking.
Oh, stop it.
No, but you are. I don't even
Thank
know how to
you.
say it. You're strong. You're self confident. You know what you're talking
Thanks.
about, and you portray it. And when you mess up, you don't like knock yourself 10 years back.
I'm just gonna
Mental
admit
Health
it.
Matters. Thank you. We'll post link in the village chats and channel 2. Thank you.
I've done a lot of things wrong, but like that's how I figured out like, all right, well I'm not gonna go that way anymore. Like,
You
let's do
can't.
this.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
That's
learn
it.
when you have
Mm-hmm.
to try.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
care.
okay, so I'm going to ask you. I know that everybody always does this to you, Lindsay, and
What?
I watched. I was like, oh
You're
gosh.
good.
But I always have the
Yeah.
last. Wait, Lindsay, please repeat Keela's words back to.
What? What is it?
I don't know. Which one are you talking about now? Wait. Oops. Indigo. Please repeat Keela's words back to her. What? What words? What did I just say? Uh-oh.
What did you say?
SFM? I don't know. She's laughing. Who knows? They love giving me a hard time. Oh, you are strong and smart and you make mistakes, but it's okay, Keela.
Yes, that's right.
My gosh, y'all are always on me. I love y'all. Uh, my
Yeah.
lips stay dry because of the prednisone or the steroids. My face stays round and fat because of steroids. But can I go without the
Stop.
steroids right now? No. But my
You're good.
face, like round, it didn't look like this. But I'm getting used to it, I guess. Great stream, guys. Awesome. Okay. So here's what I'm going to ask you, Lindsay. If
Yes.
there is, and I'm switching it up some because,
Mm.
okay, if there is someone out there in a situation
Mm-hmm.
that they don't know how to get out of, okay, so the addiction part, we always say the way, just get through it.
Yeah.
Is there some advice that they could hear you right now that would actually work? No bullshit excuses, just something that actually you feel deep in your soul that would make them wake up and realize that there is hope.
Um, I think really trying to look at other people's stories um and see how you relate to what they're going through. So I mean that's kind of like the whole idea for why I did my YouTube too, to say like if
Right.
you can see someone like me fail and then get back up and do it again and then you know you can see that it is possible and it's not just me, and that's why I'll bring on other people and say if 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 they're doing it and they know we know of ways out, right?
Right.
So you know get into the community thing. I think with you is probably the best thing, getting in a
Yeah,
community
because
like that
yeah.
to really get you where you need to be planted so that you can really get into your recovery or start your recovery or stay in your recovery, whatever.
And your
But
recovery, does it bound and it's with you if you've got that backup, if you've got that support, that social support,
yeah.
to me, it seems like that would be the easier than doing it alone.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it's literally about being a part of something greater, you
Right.
know. um we all belong and we all have a part. That's important, you know. And we notice when someone's not there, when someone's
We do
not
notice
here, right?
yes, we do notice. I don't care how many subs I have or however many advocate members I have. I notice when they're not here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
And and I
It's a
notice
big
that.
deal. Mm-hmm.
But you know that you are welcome in anytime. And I
Yeah.
know that Misha's yeah, I'm gonna give you her. Oh, y'all
For it.
forgive the noise in there. He bought him, my other half bought him a new stereo system with a vinyl, with a record player and the streamer and JBL freaking speakers and a subwoofer. And I'm not into all about music because the bass makes me trigger my seizures. So he knows to keep it down, but I just heard him. So he's in there playing with his kid toys.
Cool.
He did enough for us. Ben Bacon Bits is a trooper. I love him. Ben. He would be great on Ben's channel. Ben, um, we are so blessed to have him been led, to have been led on the path that brought us here. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And we do see you. Oh, one thing before we go, guys, I do have a question. Please, while everybody's, still a bunch here. Okay, I'm going to do a Zoom tomorrow. I haven't gotten it out. I guess I'm going to have to see if one of my mods can help me do this really quick because I'm going to have to go in there and cook supper. But I need to get it out and set it up where we do the Zoom call for anyone that wants to be seen, heard, talk about whatever they want to talk about, and not be on YouTube because they feel uncomfortable talking about their things on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Makes
most
sense.
of us know why,
Yeah.
because a lot of us have not
I get
processed
it.
a lot of trauma, a lot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we need a place, and we've been talking about it. Okay, I won't close it, Ben. So yes, Indigo, I need you to help me with that, please. If you can help me get it set up, and it's not just for my channel or Lindsay's channel, it's for anybody that has like unprocessed trauma. We have peer support, and we're gonna do it on. It can't. It's oh my god, I have therapy at 12. I mean 11. It's over at 12. Um, Maybe one, and then I still give me time to go through my notes for the Sunday night re-regulate. But it's just we're not getting. We're just going to come together on Zoom, so it's not broadcasted. And there's
That's
things that
smart.
we all need to talk about. And I think it's a great place to go. And it won't be recorded, and it won't be, no one else can find out unless it's your story, you want to tell it. But you are more than welcome, Lindsay.
Thank you.
I guess maybe one, if
Hmm.
everybody can do one, and if they can't show up, they can't show up. But we'll send the message out for
I'll
the Zoom
try.
meeting. Okay. Yeah, there'll be
Cool.
2 you, so 1 me.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, just I mean, and if you want, I will message you Indigo. So I was going to tell you that we're going to have it. I mean, there's a lot, and we had a content creator Zoom meeting. Gretchen and I did, but nobody really. I think there was 4 or 5 that showed up. And we're going to have another one, uh, just because there's a lot for a content creator,
Hmm.
no matter what field you're in,
True.
and you've got to be able to have an outlet. And speaking with other content creators, Lindsay, are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I use my Facebook. Lindsay Villandry.
Yeah.
Add me.
Okay, she'll
Hmm.
find it.
Yeah.
So everybody that wants to be included tomorrow, we'll be doing at 1 p.m. Central. We'll do the Zoom. We'll send out everything we need. If we need you, we'll message you. If we don't get you so yes, Zoom things like Smart Recovery. Cosmic says,
Cool.
yeah, because it's not going to be recorded and it will not be on YouTube. We can say what we need to say.
Yeah,
And
and if
there's a lot of
anybody
us that,
needs anyone to go to an online meeting with them, I'm always available.
there you go.
You
There's
know.
resources right there, and she's already threw out one.
Yep. Just let me know.
And we welcome you
Thank you.
very much. So,
I
and
appreciate
I appreciate you.
it.
And
Thank
I'm going to, let's see, don't close this. It will take a couple of minutes for me to step you
you.
through things. Okay, Ben, can I hit end stream? Ben's, he's giving me instructions back here. End stream. Okay. All right.
I'm
Thank you
streaming.
all. Love you all. I'm going to end this stream. I will have my intro and my outro because
Thank you. Of
Mr. Ben is going to help us. And Lindsay, thank you for being here so much.
course. Thank
I
you. I'll
do
talk to you soon.
appreciate you. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you.
All right. Oh, wait. Are you sure?